I've been faced with serious and genuine choices this week. How hard I hit my gym equipment earlier this week, and getting some random likes on some of my Twitter posts from my ex-boyfriend. And you know, if that had happened a few months ago, then the temptation to actually get back in contact with him would have been strong, really strong. It would have been a genuine quandary. But the beautiful thing about all of the work that I'm doing on myself at the moment, and making better choices and lifting myself up and building myself up rather than tearing myself down to the ground, when I got those likes from my ex, it was a very clear choice, and I picked the right one. I chose the path less traveled, a path that actually is really powerful for me and healthy. This is the thing, we come to a stage in life, and it happens at different stages for all of us, when you make the realization, as I have, that you do have to pick the quality of your life and how integrated your decisions are. Because 6 months ago, when I split with my boyfriend, I was at his beck and call. I just ran and made excuses and explained everything away, and always put myself in second position or third or fourth, and it wasn't working. You know, I knew it wasn't working, but being so optimistic, I deluded myself. Nothing to do with him. It was my decision. But as my therapist said, well, you made the decisions for good reasons, but you can get to whatever position you want, but you have to make sure it's for the right reasons. And I was enabling really appalling behavior in him. And now the reasons why he liked those posts on Twitter, and his reasoning it's nothing to do with me. I'll never know. And I would be lying if I said I was 100% convinced. But I've been talking recently about integrating all the different parts of yourself, and we have numerous parts that aren't just going to vanish overnight. But I believe that acknowledgement is key to all of these things. Being honest in the beginning. I always laugh when I see, because they have a real aversion to it and they have a fear of it, clearly. But when I see people on Twitter saying, you don't need therapy, you know, and I've seen it so many times before, that 2 or 3 or 4 years down the line, and I'm not wishing this upon anybody, but I've seen the same pattern over and over again, that the people that always say you don't need therapy, they're always the ones that burn out. they're always the ones that crash and burn and then have to sort of build themselves back up again. And obviously that builds a kind of resilience. But I think, well, whatever you're doing in life, if you've got somebody who can genuinely help you, well, why not take it? Why not go with that? Drop the ego, and you drop the excuses holding you back in life. Cowsies. Hello, cowsies. And you can move more freely through life. That's why I do therapy. And I'm not saying that everybody has to do it or that it will necessarily work for everybody, but I'm a very willing person, and I'm turning my willingness towards good things, powerful things. And there was somebody that left a comment on my YouTube channel quite a while ago now, actually, and I cleared a backlog. I think I might have mentioned it. Cleared a backlog of comments a couple of days ago, and one of the people that replied back to me, I said to him in my reply that he should believe in himself more. And he said, oh, I do. I believe in myself deeply, but it's really tough forgiving myself. And I thought, right, okay, well, those two don't work together. You got to pick one. Got to be honest and own up to things, acknowledge them, deal with them. But the philosophy graduate in me can't accept blatant contradictions and leaving those unquestioned and undealt with. Yeah, it doesn't work. It'll always come and bite you in the arse eventually. And I just choose to bite the bullet now, sooner rather than later, and get myself really sorted. And I'll tell you what, in the last few days, I've been so productive and felt so much more peaceful. And in fact, as much of a contradiction as it sounds, I've always been sort of seeking this out, that I've been looking for ways to slow down the process, to actually really invest my time, my energy in doing the work that I need to do for my business, but do it in a way that's actually really peaceful and sustainable. And interestingly, there was somebody on Twitter, fitness guy, called 𝐓𝐰𝐢𝐭𝐿. I quite like him actually, because he's quite straightforward, not too much gloss. And he was saying, walking is the best form of exercise. And I said, yeah, I've never seen a happy jogger, and they're always rushing around. And I don't care what anybody says. Oh, the thing is, it doesn't damage your knees because we're designed to run, yeah, short distances on grass and earth, my friend, not on stone and tarmac. It's choose the option that you're actually going to be able to keep up and that you're going to invest in happily. And this is why I talk about peace, and I talk about joy, and I talk about integrity, because we have all of these within us. They're all huge parts of us, but they need investing in. And if you find ways of actually getting the work done in an enjoyable way, well, guess what, my friend? You're going to want to keep doing it, and you're going to get nothing but fantastic results out of it. The whole system feeds itself. So pick. Are you going to be at the beck and call of people who don't want the best for you? Or are you going to start investing in yourself, being an adult and taking personal responsibility and really starting to believe and trust yourself? Prove yourself right, that you can have what you want and you can do it in a way that's beneficial to yourself and to other people. It's time to get real.